Imagine standing at the crossroads of your life, feeling the weight of indecision and the complexity of existence bearing down upon you. At these pivotal moments when clarity seems elusive, where do you turn for guidance? Throughout history, the wisdom of great philosophers has provided a beacon of light, illuminating the path to a more meaningful, purposeful, and fulfilled life. This journey into philosophy isn't merely an academic pursuit, it's a practical guide to transforming your everyday reality. Consider the profound insights of Marcus Aurelius, whose meditations offer timeless lessons on resilience, self-discipline, and the art of living well. A Roman emperor and a Stoic philosopher penned reflections that were intended as personal guidance, yet they resonate universally. One of his key teachings is the concept of control, understanding what is within our power and what lies beyond it. By focusing on our thoughts and actions and relinquishing the need to control external events, we cultivate inner peace and fortitude. This practice of discernment between the controllable and the uncontrollable can fundamentally change how we approach life's challenges. Flowing seamlessly from the Stoic teachings of Marcus Aurelius, we encounter the serene wisdom of Lao Tzu and the art of living as articulated in Taoism. Lao Tzu's philosophy emphasizes harmony with the natural order, advocating for a life of effortless action or wu wei. This principle encourages us to align with the flow of life, embracing spontaneity and adaptability. In a world that often glorifies relentless striving, the Taoist approach invites us to find strength in flexibility and peace in letting go. By flowing with life rather than against it, we can navigate its currents with grace and ease, transforming our experiences and reducing unnecessary stress. As we delve deeper into the realm of philosophical exploration, we encounter the empowering idea of creating one's own purpose. In a society that frequently imposes predefined roles and expectations, the ability to craft a personal sense of meaning is a revolutionary act. This involves introspection and the courage to define what truly matters to us. By identifying our core values and aligning our actions with these principles, we construct a life of authenticity and significance. Purpose is not something handed to us, it is something we create, a beacon that guides our choices and infuses our lives with a sense of direction and fulfillment. Yet the pursuit of purpose and perfection often leads us to confront our imperfections. Here, the concept of perfect imperfection emerges as a liberating philosophy. Embracing imperfection involves accepting ourselves and our lives as inherently flawed yet profoundly beautiful. It is the acknowledgement that our worth is not diminished by our shortcomings. Instead, our imperfections make us uniquely human and offer opportunities for growth and connection. This acceptance fosters self-compassion and resilience, enabling us to navigate life's ups and downs with a balanced perspective. This video weaves these threads of wisdom into a cohesive tapestry. It invites you to draw from the Stoic resilience of Marcus Aurelius, the harmonious flow of Lao Tzu, the empowering creation of personal purpose, and the liberating embrace of imperfection. This philosophical journey is not about attaining an ideal state, but about navigating life's complexities with a deeper understanding and a more compassionate heart. As you embark on this journey, remember that philosophy is not a destination, but a process, a continual exploration of self and existence. It challenges you to think critically, act intentionally, and live authentically. Through the wisdom of the ages, you can find the tools to rebuild and enrich your life, transforming moments of uncertainty into opportunities for profound growth and enlightenment. Let these teachings guide you toward a life of greater clarity, purpose, and fulfillment, one thoughtful step at a time. Do you ever find yourself grappling with life's complexities, seeking guidance amidst the chaos, or perhaps pondering the very essence of existence? In the vast labyrinth of philosophical thought, one voice emerges with timeless resonance, offering solace and wisdom to those navigating the intricacies of human experience. Marcus Aurelius, a titan of ancient philosophy, whose profound insights continue to illuminate the path of introspection and self-discovery centuries after his time. Who was Marcus Aurelius, you might ask? Picture a Roman emperor, not merely draped in regal robes of power, but adorned with the armor of profound introspection and philosophical inquiry. Born in 121 AD, Marcus Aurelius ascended to the throne of the Roman Empire, facing the monumental challenges of governance and conquest. Yet amidst the tumult of imperial responsibilities, he devoted himself to a lifelong pursuit, the cultivation of wisdom and virtue. But why, in the 21st century, do we still turn to the musings of a Roman emperor for guidance? The answer lies in the enduring relevance of his insights. Aurelius grappled with the very same existential dilemmas that plague our modern minds: the pursuit of happiness, the nature of virtue, and the art of living well. His Meditations, a collection of personal reflections, serve as a timeless wellspring of wisdom, offering profound insights into the human condition. Now here's the crux of it all. What will you gain from delving into Marcus Aurelius's Meditations? Imagine this: a roadmap for navigating the complexities of life with grace and resilience. Each lesson distilled from the depths of ancient wisdom, resonating with profound relevance in our contemporary world. Through the lens of his timeless philosophy, you'll uncover insights that transcend the boundaries of time and culture, guiding you towards a deeper understanding of yourself and the world around you. But let me pose a question to you. Amidst the ceaseless chatter of life, how often do you pause to ponder life's deeper truths? In a world inundated with distractions and noise, finding moments of clarity and introspection can feel like an elusive pursuit. Yet, within the pages of Marcus Aurelius's Meditations lies a sanctuary of serenity, a refuge from the cacophony of everyday existence. So here's the challenge I present to you. Join me on a journey of discovery as we uncover 21 profound lessons from Marcus Aurelius's Meditations. Together we'll explore the timeless wisdom distilled within these ancient pages, each insight serving as a beacon of light amidst the darkness of uncertainty. But be forewarned, once you embark on this journey of self-discovery, there's no turning back. Prepare to confront the depths of your own soul as we traverse the landscapes of virtue, resilience, and existential inquiry. But fear not, for within the pages of this timeless masterpiece, you'll find not only answers, but also solace, a guiding light to illuminate the path ahead. So, brace yourself, dear viewer, for an odyssey of the mind and spirit, a voyage into the heart of ancient wisdom, where the echoes of Marcus Aurelius's voice still resonate with clarity and conviction. Acceptance of the present moment. Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together, but do so with all your heart. Living in the present moment is a concept often preached, but seldom practiced. Yet within these words from Marcus Aurelius, we find a profound invitation to embrace the here and now with unwavering acceptance. What does it truly mean to accept the present moment? It's about surrendering to the reality of what is, relinquishing our resistance to the unfolding of life's circumstances, and finding peace amidst the chaos. In a world characterized by constant distractions and perpetual striving, the notion of acceptance may seem counterintuitive. However, he reminds us that true liberation lies in embracing the present moment with open arms, free from the shackles of regret and anticipation. Whether we find ourselves in moments of joy or adversity, it is our ability to accept the present reality that grants us inner peace and serenity. Practice of Stoicism. Objective judgment now at this very moment, unselfish action now at this very moment, willing acceptance now at this very moment of all external events. Stoicism, a philosophy founded on the principles of reason, virtue, and self-discipline, finds its embodiment in the life and teachings of Marcus Aurelius. At its core, Stoicism teaches us to cultivate an unwavering sense of inner tranquility amidst the turbulence of life's uncertainties. Rather than being swept away by the tides of emotion or circumstance, Stoicism empowers us to maintain a steadfast resolve, rooted in reason and virtue. For him, the practice of Stoicism was not merely a philosophical abstraction, but a guiding principle that permeated every aspect of his life. In the face of adversity, he exemplified the Stoic virtues of courage, resilience, and equanimity, demonstrating a steadfast commitment to living in accordance with nature's dictates. Through his actions and writings, he serves as a timeless exemplar of Stoic philosophy, inspiring countless individuals to embrace a life of virtue and inner strength. Virtue as the highest good. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Therefore, guard accordingly and take care that you entertain no notions unsuitable to virtue and reasonable nature. In a world obsessed with the pursuit of pleasure and material wealth, he offers a radical redefinition of what constitutes the highest good in life: virtue. Unlike fleeting pleasures or external accolades, virtue is an enduring quality that transcends the vagaries of fortune, enriching the soul with a sense of purpose and meaning. For Marcus Aurelius, the cultivation of virtue was not merely a means to an end, but the very essence of a life well lived. Whether it be the virtues of courage, temperance, or justice, he reminds us that true happiness arises from aligning our thoughts and actions with the noble principles of virtue. In a world fraught with moral ambiguity and ethical dilemmas, the pursuit of virtue serves as a guiding light, illuminating the path towards a life of integrity and moral excellence. Understanding impermanence. All is ephemeral, fame and the famous as well. In the grand tapestry of existence, one undeniable truth prevails: the impermanence of all things. From the fleeting beauty of a sunrise to the transient glory of empires, Marcus Aurelius invites us to confront the ephemeral nature of life with courage and equanimity. Rather than clinging to the illusion of permanence, he exhorts us to embrace the ever-changing flux of existence with open arms, recognizing that all things are subject to the inexorable march of time. Embracing impermanence is not an act of resignation, but a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. It is through the acceptance of life's transience that we find liberation from the shackles of attachment and desire, embracing each moment as a precious gift to be savored and cherished. In his timeless words, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one." The power of self-reflection. Look within. Within is the fountain of good, and it will ever bubble up if thou wilt ever dig. In the frenetic pace of modern life, amidst the cacophony of external distractions, the practice of self-reflection emerges as a beacon of clarity, a sanctuary amidst the chaos. Marcus Aurelius understood the transformative power of introspection, recognizing that true wisdom arises from the depths of self-awareness. Through the act of turning inward, we gain insight into the workings of our minds and the motivations that drive our actions. Self-reflection is not merely a passive exercise, but an active engagement with the inner landscape of the soul. It is a journey of self-discovery, wherein we confront our fears, biases, and insecurities with courage and honesty. By shining a light on the shadowy recesses of our psyche, we uncover hidden truths and untapped potential, paving the way for personal growth and transformation. Mastery of emotions. Choose not to be harmed and you won't feel harmed. Don't feel harmed and you haven't been. Emotions, like tempestuous waves crashing upon the shore, have the power to engulf us in a sea of turmoil or propel us towards the shores of serenity. For Marcus Aurelius, mastering one's emotions was not a lofty ideal, but a practical necessity for navigating the vicissitudes of life with equanimity. In the face of adversity, he teaches us to cultivate an inner fortress of emotional resilience, shielding ourselves from the onslaught of negative thoughts and feelings. Central to his teachings on emotional mastery is the principle of cognitive reframing, the art of reinterpreting adversity through a lens of Stoic detachment. Rather than succumbing to the tyranny of our emotions, we have the power to choose our response to external events, thereby reclaiming agency over our inner state. Through the practice of mindfulness and self-awareness, we learn to observe our emotions with detached curiosity, recognizing that they are fleeting phenomena devoid of inherent power. In his words, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. These words serve as a poignant reminder that our thoughts shape our reality, influencing our emotions and actions in profound ways. By cultivating a mindset of Stoic resilience, we transcend the limitations of circumstance, finding solace amidst the storm of life's trials and tribulations. The practice of gratitude. When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love. In a world characterized by rampant consumerism and insatiable desire, the practice of gratitude emerges as a radical act of defiance, a rebellion against the tyranny of scarcity and lack. Marcus Aurelius understood the transformative power of gratitude, recognizing that true abundance arises not from the accumulation of material wealth, but from an attitude of appreciation for life's simple blessings. Gratitude is not merely a fleeting emotion, but a way of life, a daily practice that imbues each moment with a sense of wonder and awe. By cultivating an attitude of gratitude, we shift our focus from what we lack to what we have, thereby opening ourselves to the abundance that surrounds us. In his words, when you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love. Embracing adversity. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Adversity, like a crucible of fire, has the power to forge us into stronger, more resilient beings. For Marcus Aurelius, adversity was not to be feared but embraced as an opportunity for growth and self-discovery. In the face of life's trials and tribulations, he teaches us to cultivate a mindset of resilience, recognizing that obstacles are not barriers, but stepping stones on the path to personal evolution. Central to his teachings on adversity is the principle of amor fati, the love of fate. Rather than lamenting the hand we've been dealt, we learn to embrace our circumstances with courage and equanimity, recognizing that each challenge is an opportunity for growth and self-transformation. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Importance of integrity. The true worth of a man is to be measured by the objects he pursues. Integrity, like a beacon of light amidst the darkness, illuminates the path of righteousness and moral fortitude. Marcus Aurelius understood the intrinsic value of integrity, recognizing that true greatness lies not in the accolades we receive or the possessions we amass, but in the steadfastness of our character. In a world fraught with moral ambiguity and ethical compromise, integrity serves as a guiding principle, a north star that navigates us through the turbulent seas of life. Staying true to oneself is not merely a matter of adhering to a set of external standards, but a reflection of our innermost values and convictions. It requires unwavering commitment to truth and honesty, even in the face of adversity or temptation. The true worth of a man is to be measured by the objects he pursues. These words remind us that our worth is not determined by outward appearances, but by the integrity of our actions and the purity of our intentions. The role of reason. Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth. In a world characterized by misinformation and cognitive bias, the power of reason emerges as a beacon of clarity, a guiding light amidst the fog of uncertainty. Marcus Aurelius understood the transformative power of rational thinking, recognizing that true wisdom arises not from blind adherence to dogma, but from a rigorous process of critical inquiry. The role of reason was not merely intellectual but moral, a tool for discerning truth from falsehood, virtue from vice. Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth. These words serve as a potent reminder that reality is often shrouded in illusion, requiring us to exercise discernment and skepticism in our pursuit of knowledge. The virtue of equanimity. Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together, but do so with all your heart. In a world of constant flux and uncertainty, the virtue of equanimity emerges as a steadfast anchor, a beacon of stability amidst the stormy seas of life. Marcus Aurelius understood the transformative power of maintaining inner balance, recognizing that true peace arises not from resisting the ebb and flow of existence, but from embracing it with open arms. The virtue of equanimity invites us to cultivate a sense of acceptance and resilience in the face of life's inevitable ups and downs. It is a recognition that change is the only constant in life, and that our ability to adapt and flow with the currents of fate determines our inner peace and well-being. Seeking inner peace. Your mind will be like its habitual thoughts, for the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. In the tumult of life's trials and tribulations, the quest for inner peace emerges as a sacred journey, a pilgrimage of the soul towards serenity and tranquility. Marcus Aurelius understood the transformative power of inner peace, recognizing that true happiness arises not from external circumstances, but from a sense of inner harmony and contentment. Finding peace within oneself requires a commitment to mindfulness and self-awareness, a willingness to confront the inner demons that haunt our thoughts and emotions. It is a journey of self-discovery wherein we learn to cultivate a mindset of gratitude and acceptance, embracing life's challenges with grace and equanimity. Your mind will be like its habitual thoughts, for the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. These words serve as a reminder that true peace begins within, emanating outward to illuminate the world with its radiant glow. Cultivating resilience. The obstacle is the way. In the crucible of life's trials and tribulations, resilience emerges as a beacon of strength, a testament to the indomitable spirit of the human soul. Marcus Aurelius understood the transformative power of resilience, recognizing that adversity is not a barrier, but a crucible for personal growth and self-discovery. Through the practice of Stoic endurance, we learn to confront life's challenges with courage and fortitude, turning obstacles into opportunities for transcendence. Building mental strength is not a matter of brute force or unyielding determination, but a cultivation of inner resilience, an unwavering commitment to facing adversity with grace and equanimity. The obstacle is the way. These words serve as a reminder that true greatness arises not from the absence of obstacles, but from our ability to overcome them with courage and resilience. Practicing moderation. Moderation in all things. In a world characterized by excess and indulgence, the virtue of moderation emerges as a guiding principle, a beacon of balance amidst the chaos of modern life. Marcus Aurelius understood the importance of moderation, recognizing that true happiness arises not from the pursuit of pleasure, but from a life lived in harmony with the natural order. Practicing moderation is not a matter of deprivation or asceticism, but a celebration of life's simple pleasures, a recognition that true fulfillment lies not in the accumulation of wealth or possessions, but in the cultivation of inner contentment. Moderation in all things. These words serve as a reminder that balance is the key to a life well lived, guiding us towards a path of sustainable happiness and lasting fulfillment. Embracing change. Time is a river, a violent current of events, glimpsed once and already carried past us, and another follows and is gone. In the ever-changing tapestry of existence, change emerges as an immutable truth, a constant companion on the journey of life. Marcus Aurelius understood the inevitability of change, recognizing that resistance is futile in the face of the relentless march of time. Instead of clinging to the past or yearning for an uncertain future, he teaches us to embrace the fleeting moment with open arms, recognizing that each moment is a precious gift to be savored and cherished. Embracing change is not a matter of resignation or defeat, but a celebration of the inherent impermanence of existence, a recognition that all things must pass, giving way to new beginnings and endless possibilities. Time is a river, a violent current of events, glimpsed once and already carried past us, and another follows and is gone. These words serve as a reminder that life is but a fleeting moment, urging us to seize the present with courage and gratitude. Letting go of ego. It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own. In the labyrinth of the human psyche, ego emerges as a formidable adversary, a shadowy specter that clouds our judgment and distorts our perception of reality. Marcus Aurelius understood the detrimental effects of ego, recognizing that self-absorption is the root cause of much suffering and discontent. Instead of seeking validation from external sources or clinging to a false sense of identity, he teaches us to let go of ego, to transcend the narrow confines of the self and embrace the interconnectedness of all living beings. Letting go of ego is not a matter of self-denial or self-effacement, but a liberation from the shackles of narcissism and self-interest. It is a recognition that true happiness arises not from the pursuit of fame or fortune, but from a sense of inner peace and contentment. It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own. These words serve as a poignant reminder that true freedom lies in transcending the ego, embracing humility, and cultivating compassion for all beings. Finding purpose in service. What is not good for the beehive cannot be good for the bees. In the grand tapestry of existence, the pursuit of purpose emerges as a noble quest, a journey of self-discovery and self-transcendence. Marcus Aurelius understood the transformative power of service, recognizing that true fulfillment arises not from the pursuit of selfish desires, but from a life lived in service to others. What is not good for the beehive cannot be good for the bees. These words serve as a reminder that our individual well-being is intrinsically linked to the welfare of the collective, a recognition that true greatness lies not in the accumulation of wealth or power, but in the impact we make on the lives of others. Finding purpose in service is not a matter of altruism or self-sacrifice, but a recognition of our interconnectedness with all living beings. It is a celebration of the inherent dignity and worth of every individual, regardless of their station in life. By devoting ourselves to the service of others, we tap into a wellspring of compassion and empathy, enriching our own lives in the process. In the words of Marcus Aurelius, the object of life is not to be on the side of the majority, but to escape finding oneself in the ranks of the insane. These words serve as a reminder that true happiness arises not from selfish pursuits, but from a life lived in service to others. Humility and success. Let it be your constant method to look into the design of people's actions and see what they would be at, as often as it is practicable, and to make this custom the more significant, practice it first upon yourself. In the dizzying heights of success, humility emerges as a rare virtue, a beacon of light amidst the darkness of ego and self-aggrandizement. True greatness lies not in the adulation of others, but in the quiet dignity of self-awareness. Let it be your constant method to look into the design of people's actions and see what they would be at, as often as it is practicable. And to make this custom the more significant, practice it first upon yourself. These words serve as a reminder that true wisdom arises not from arrogance or pride, but from a humble recognition of our own limitations and shortcomings. Humility and success is not a matter of self-effacement or false modesty, but a celebration of the interconnectedness of all living beings. It is a recognition that our achievements are but fleeting moments in the grand tapestry of existence, deserving of gratitude and reverence rather than arrogance and entitlement. By cultivating humility, we open ourselves to the wisdom of others, recognizing that true greatness lies not in isolation but in collaboration and cooperation. Developing inner strength. The universe is change, our life is what our thoughts make it. In the crucible of life's trials and tribulations, inner strength emerges as a beacon of resilience, a testament to the indomitable spirit of the human soul. Marcus Aurelius understood the transformative power of inner strength, recognizing that true greatness lies not in the absence of adversity, but in our ability to overcome it with courage and fortitude. These words serve as a reminder that our thoughts shape our reality, influencing our emotions and actions in profound ways. Developing inner strength is not a matter of brute force or unyielding determination, but a cultivation of resilience and self-awareness. It requires us to confront our fears and insecurities with courage and honesty, recognizing that true growth arises not from comfort but from adversity. By embracing life's challenges with grace and equanimity, we tap into a wellspring of inner strength, empowering us to navigate the vicissitudes of existence with courage and grace. Embracing mortality. You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. In the shadow of mortality, the inevitability of death emerges as a sobering truth, reminder of the fragility and impermanence of human existence. The awareness of our own mortality serves as a catalyst for living a life of purpose and meaning. You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. These words serve as a reminder that our time on this earth is finite, urging us to seize the present moment with courage and gratitude. Embracing mortality is not a matter of morbid fixation or nihilistic despair, but a celebration of the preciousness of life. It is a recognition that each moment is a gift to be savored and cherished, an opportunity to make a meaningful impact on the world around us. By confronting the reality of death with courage and equanimity, we free ourselves from the shackles of fear and regret, embracing life with open arms and open hearts. The Meditations of Marcus Aurelius serves as a timeless reservoir of wisdom, offering profound insights into the nature of existence and the art of living well. Throughout this journey, We have explored a myriad of lessons distilled from the depths of ancient philosophy, each serving as a guiding light amidst the darkness of uncertainty. From the acceptance of the present moment to the cultivation of resilience, he teaches us to navigate life's complexities with grace and equanimity. We have learned the importance of living in harmony with nature, embracing change and finding purpose in service to others. We have explored the transformative power of humility, the cultivation of inner strength, and the necessity of embracing mortality as a catalyst for living a life of purpose and meaning. As we reflect on these timeless principles, let us remember that wisdom is not merely intellectual but practical, a guide for navigating the complexities of existence with courage and grace. Let us heed his call to action, applying these principles in our own lives with diligence and intention. In a world fraught with uncertainty and turmoil, the teachings of Marcus Aurelius offer a beacon of hope, a reminder that true greatness lies not in the pursuit of external accolades or material wealth, but in the cultivation of inner virtue and moral excellence. Let us embrace these principles with open hearts and open minds, recognizing that true happiness arises not from external circumstances, but from a life lived in alignment with truth, virtue, and reason. As we embark on this journey of self-discovery and self-transcendence, let us remember that the wisdom of the ages is not confined to dusty tomes of antiquity, but lives on in the hearts and minds of those who seek to embody its timeless truths. Let us honor the legacy of this great Stoic by applying these principles in our own lives, striving to be beacons of light and agents of positive change in a world desperately in need of wisdom and compassion. In the words of Marcus Aurelius, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one. Let us heed these words with humility and courage, embracing the challenge of living a life of virtue and moral excellence. For in the end, it is not the accolades we receive or the possessions we amass that define us, but the quality of our character and the impact we make on the world around us. Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. This profound statement from Lao Tzu, an ancient Chinese philosopher, resonates deeply in our fast-paced modern world. In a time where the speed of life seems to only increase, leaving us in a perpetual rush, these words echo a timeless wisdom, a call to a different way of living and thinking. But who was Lao Tzu, and why do his words still hold such power and relevance? Lao Tzu, often considered a contemporary of Confucius, is the reputed author of the Tao Te Ching, a foundational text in Taoist philosophy. His name, which translates to Old Master, is shrouded in mystery and legend. Some believe he was a court record keeper, others think he may not have existed at all. Yet, his influence is undeniable. The Tao Te Ching, composed of 81 short verses, is a masterpiece of philosophical thought, providing guidance on governance, personal conduct, and the very nature of existence. Taoism, the philosophical and spiritual tradition Lao Tzu founded, centers around the Tao, or the Way. This concept, though elusive, refers to the intrinsic, underlying principle of the universe, the natural order of things. Taoism teaches the virtues of simplicity, humility, and compassion. It advocates for living in harmony with the Tao, leading to a life of balance, peace, and wisdom. In today's world, where complexity often leads to stress and disconnection, his teachings offer a refreshing perspective. We live in an era of unprecedented technological advancements and societal changes. Our days are often filled with a relentless pursuit of success, a constant bombardment of information, and a societal push towards materialism. This modern life, for all its advancements, often leaves us feeling empty, rushed, and out of touch with ourselves and the world around us. This is where Lao Tzu's ancient wisdom becomes not just relevant, but essential. His teachings invite us to pause, reflect, and realign with our natural state. They urge us to embrace simplicity in our thoughts and actions, to be flexible and adaptable like water, and to understand our intrinsic part in the natural flow of life. By adopting these principles, we can find a path to a more harmonious and fulfilling life, even in the midst of modern chaos. We will embark on a journey to explore these profound teachings. We'll delve into his key concepts, unravel their meanings, and most importantly, we'll discover how we can apply these timeless principles in our daily lives. From understanding the art of living simply to learning the power of flexibility and the importance of naturalness, our exploration will provide practical insights and tools for personal growth and inner peace. As we navigate through Lao Tzu's teachings, I invite you to keep an open mind and heart. Whether you're well acquainted with Taoist philosophy or new to these concepts, there's something in his wisdom for everyone. This is more than just a historical or philosophical lesson. It's a guide to living better, more meaningful lives in a world that often seems to move too fast for us to catch up. Delving deeper into the heart of Taoism provides us with a profound understanding of a philosophy that is not just a set of beliefs but a way of living. Its origins, rooted deeply in the fertile intellectual soil of ancient China, have blossomed into a worldview that offers timeless wisdom. The emergence of Taoism as a formalized philosophy is often attributed to the tumultuous period in Chinese history known as the Warring States era, a time marked by social upheaval, political strife, and a quest for answers to life's deeper questions. It was during this period that the foundational texts of Taoism, including Lao Tzu's Tao Te Ching and Zhuangzi's writings, were composed, offering a stark contrast to the prevailing ideologies of the time. Central to Taoism is the concept of the Tao, often translated as the Way. The Tao is an enigmatic, all-encompassing force, the ultimate reality from which all existence flows. It is both the source and the pattern of life, indefinable yet present in everything. The Tao is not a god or a supernatural being, it is the natural order, the rhythm of the universe that Taoists strive to understand and align with. In Taoism, the ideal state of being is to live in accordance with the Tao, a state often described as Wu Wei. This concept, typically translated as non-action or effortless action, is one of the most misunderstood aspects of Taoism. Wu Wei does not advocate for passivity or laziness, but suggests an approach to life that is in harmony with the natural order, where actions are performed without unnecessary struggle or resistance. Another key aspect of Taoist philosophy is the concept of yin and yang. This is the idea that all aspects of life have opposing but complementary forces. Yin represents the feminine, passive and receptive force, while yang represents the masculine, active and assertive force. Taoism teaches that harmony in life is achieved through the balance of yin and yang, recognizing that these forces are interdependent and continually fluctuating and influencing each other. Taoism also places a strong emphasis on simplicity and humility. It teaches that true contentment and happiness come from living simply, valuing experiences over material wealth, and finding satisfaction in the ordinary aspects of daily life. This simplicity is not about deprivation, but about finding the essence and richness in living a life unburdened by excess and superficial desires. Moreover, Taoism views nature as a teacher and a guide. The natural world in its unaltered state is seen as an expression of the Tao, and by observing and learning from nature, humans can better understand the Tao and live more harmoniously. This reverence for nature has influenced Chinese art, poetry, and landscape design, emphasizing natural beauty and balance. The impact of Taoism on Chinese culture and philosophy is vast and enduring. It has shaped artistic expressions such as calligraphy, painting, and poetry, emphasizing spontaneity, simplicity, and the harmony of form and function. In Chinese medicine, Taoist principles guide the understanding of health and disease, focusing on the balance of energies within the body and the importance of living in harmony with the natural world. In the realm of politics and governance, Taoism has advocated for a style of leadership that is in accord with the Tao. This approach favors minimal intervention, governing by example, and allowing people to live their lives with as little interference as possible. Such ideas were revolutionary in their time and continue to inspire modern political and social thought. As Taoism spread beyond China, it found resonance in the Western world, particularly among those seeking an alternative to the materialistic and fast-paced modern lifestyle. The Taoist emphasis on inner peace, living in harmony with nature, and understanding the deeper aspects of existence appeals to people searching for meaning and balance in their lives. The universal themes of balance, harmony, and the natural flow of life in Taoism speak to a global audience. In the realm of personal development, the Taoist approach to life, embracing simplicity, fostering flexibility, and seeking balance, provides practical guidance for navigating the complexities of modern existence. In essence, Taoism is more than a philosophy or a religion. It is a guide to living. Its teachings, rooted in the observation of nature and the understanding of the Tao, offer a path to a life that is balanced, fulfilling, and in harmony with the world. As we continue to explore Lao Tzu's teachings, these principles of Taoism provide a rich context, helping us to understand and apply ancient wisdom to our contemporary lives. Continuing from our exploration of Taoism, let's now delve into the core teachings of Lao Tzu, particularly those encapsulated in his seminal work, the Tao Te Ching. This text, revered for its profound wisdom, is a cornerstone of Taoist philosophy and provides invaluable insights into his thoughts and teachings. The Tao Te Ching, often translated as the Book of the Way and Virtue, is a collection of 81 short, poetic verses. It is a work of profound depth, encapsulating the essence of Taoist philosophy in its enigmatic and often paradoxical verses. The text, written around the 6th century BCE, has been a subject of continuous study and interpretation, not only for its philosophical and spiritual insights but also for its literary elegance. The mystical poetry of the Tao Te Ching is not just an intellectual exercise. It invites readers into a meditative reflection, encouraging a deeper understanding of life's mysteries and the Tao. One of the central teachings of Lao Tzu is the virtue of simplicity. This is not simplicity for its own sake, but a means to a deeper understanding and a more fulfilling life. In the Tao Te Ching, he advises reducing personal desires and ambitions, advocating for a life that is unencumbered by excessive materialism and superficial distractions. This simplicity is a pathway to inner peace and clarity. It is about finding contentment in what we have, reducing the clutter in our minds and lives, and focusing on what truly matters. In today's fast-paced and consumer-driven world, this teaching is particularly poignant, reminding us of the value of a simpler, more intentional way of living. He often used the metaphor of water to illustrate his teachings, particularly the virtue of flexibility. Water, in its natural state, is soft and yielding, yet it can carve through solid rock over time. This metaphor is a powerful illustration of the strength that lies in flexibility and adaptability. He teaches that the most effective way to deal with life's challenges is not through forceful opposition, but by being flexible, adaptable, and resilient. This approach, like water, allows us to find our way around obstacles, adapting to circumstances while maintaining our essence. Living in harmony with nature is another key tenet of Lao Tzu's teachings. He saw the natural world as a manifestation of the Tao and believed that humans, as part of the natural order, should live in accordance with it. This harmony is not just about an external alignment with the natural environment, but also an internal balance within ourselves. He encouraged a way of life that is in tune with our true nature, advocating for a lifestyle that is not forced, but flows naturally from our inherent being. Lao Tzu's teachings are not mere philosophical musings, they are practical guidelines for living. The principles of simplicity, flexibility, and harmony with nature are not only ideals to aspire to, but are actionable practices that can be integrated into daily life. Embracing simplicity can mean decluttering our physical spaces, simplifying our schedules, and focusing on essential values. Practicing flexibility involves developing an open mind, adapting to change, and responding to life's unpredictability with calmness and resilience. Living in harmony with nature can manifest in sustainable living practices, spending time in natural settings, and aligning our lifestyles with the rhythms of the natural world. The wisdom of Lao Tzu, as captured in the Tao Te Ching, offers a timeless guide to a life of balance, contentment, and harmony. These teachings, when applied, can help navigate the complexities of modern life, providing a path to inner peace and fulfillment. As we reflect on these profound insights, we find that they are not just historical artifacts, but living wisdom that continues to resonate and guide us even in the contemporary world. Building upon the teachings of Lao Tzu, let's delve into one of the core tenets of his philosophy, the pursuit of simplicity. This principle, deeply rooted in Taoist thought, holds significant relevance in our contemporary world, especially in the face of rampant consumerism and the constant pursuit of more. In Taoism, simplicity is not merely an aesthetic choice or a superficial reduction of possessions. It is a profound principle that advocates for a deeper understanding and approach to life. His teachings encourage us to peel away the superfluous layers that cloud our vision and distract us from the essence of life. He prompts us to question the relentless pursuit of material wealth and social status, urging us instead to focus on the richness of our inner lives. Today's world is characterized by an unprecedented level of consumerism. The constant bombardment of advertising, the allure of the latest technologies, and the societal pressure to conform to certain standards of living have led to an accumulation of not just physical possessions, but also mental clutter. This endless pursuit often leaves individuals feeling empty, stressed, and disconnected from their true selves. His advocacy for a simple life is thus more relevant than ever. It offers a way to counterbalance the materialistic tendencies of modern society and find contentment and fulfillment in less. Lao Tzu believed that by reducing our desires, we could achieve a state of tranquility and contentment. This does not imply abandoning all ambitions or living in austerity. Rather, it means recognizing and focusing on what is genuinely necessary and valuable. Living minimally is about making conscious choices to own and do less, yet enjoy more quality and richness in life. It is about finding freedom and liberation from the incessant need for more, and instead cherishing the present and the simple joys it offers. Actionable tips for embracing simplicity. 1. Decluttering physical spaces. Start with your immediate environment. Declutter your home and workspace, keeping only those items that serve a purpose or bring joy. This physical decluttering can lead to a clearer mind and a more peaceful living space. 2. Mindfulness practices. Incorporate mindfulness practices into your daily routine. Activities like meditation, deep breathing, and mindful walking can help in staying present and appreciating the simple moments of life. Mindfulness encourages a deeper connection with oneself and reduces the urge to seek fulfillment in external possessions. 3. Prioritizing what truly matters. Take time to reflect on your values and what you consider most important in your life. Prioritize relationships, experiences, and personal growth over material possessions. Invest time and energy in activities that enrich your soul and bring long-term happiness. 4. Conscious consumption. Become more aware of your consumption habits. Before making a purchase, ask yourself if it is necessary, if it adds value to your life, and if there are more sustainable alternatives. This conscious approach to consumption can significantly reduce unnecessary expenditure and waste. 5. Embracing nature. Connect with nature regularly. The natural world, in its inherent simplicity and beauty, can be a powerful reminder of the joy of living simply. Time spent in nature can rejuvenate the mind, body, and soul, and foster a deeper appreciation for the simple things in life. 6. Digital detox. In an age dominated by technology, regularly taking time away from digital devices can provide mental clarity and reduce the noise of constant connectivity. Periodic digital detoxes can help in reconnecting with oneself and the immediate physical environment. 7. Cultivating gratitude. Practice gratitude. Focusing on what you are thankful for rather than what you lack or desire can shift your perspective towards contentment and appreciation for the present. 8. Simplifying goals and tasks. Break down your goals and daily tasks into simpler, more manageable components. This approach reduces overwhelm and allows for a more focused and peaceful way of achieving objectives. 9. Quality over quantity. In both possessions and experiences, value quality over quantity. Cherish and care for the items you own and seek experiences that bring deep satisfaction and joy. Embracing simplicity as advocated by Lao Tzu is not about diminishing the quality of life, but about enhancing it. It's a journey towards unburdening ourselves from the unnecessary, focusing on what truly matters, and finding harmony and fulfillment in the simplicity of life. In our next segment, we will explore how the Taoist principle of flexibility can be integrated into our daily lives, offering a path to resilience and adaptability in a constantly changing world. Continuing our exploration of Lao Tzu's teachings, let's turn our attention to another foundational principle: flexibility. This concept, central to Taoist philosophy, is beautifully encapsulated in his metaphor of water, an element that is soft and yielding yet possesses immense strength and resilience. This metaphor holds profound implications for how we approach life, especially in our fast-paced and ever-changing modern world. In the Tao Te Ching, he writes, "Nothing in the world is as soft and yielding as water, yet for dissolving the hard and inflexible, nothing can surpass it." This poetic imagery of water serves as a powerful metaphor for the strength found in flexibility and adaptability. Water flows, adapts to the shape of its container, and overcomes obstacles not through force, but through persistence and yielding. It represents the Taoist ideal of resilience and strength through flexibility. In today's world, characterized by rapid technological advancements, social changes, and environmental shifts, the ability to adapt is more crucial than ever. The pace at which new information and situations arise can be overwhelming, often requiring quick adjustments and a flexible mindset. Lao Tzu's metaphor of water encourages us to approach these changes not with rigidity or fear, but with the adaptability and fluidity of water. This means being open to new experiences, willing to change course when necessary, and finding strength in the ability to flow with life's changes rather than resist them. Flexibility, as a way of life, can be cultivated through various practices and mindsets. 1. Embracing change. Begin by accepting that change is a natural and inevitable part of life. Instead of fearing or resisting change, embrace it as an opportunity for growth and learning. 2. Openness to new ideas. Cultivate an open mind. Be willing to consider different perspectives and ideas, and be open to revising your viewpoints in light of new information or understanding. 3. Adapting to circumstances. Practice adapting to changing circumstances. This could be as simple as altering your daily routine in response to new demands, or as complex as navigating major life transitions with a flexible mindset. 4. Letting go of rigidity. Identify areas in your life where you hold rigid expectations or inflexible attitudes. Consciously work on letting go of these, allowing yourself to flow more freely with the dynamics of life. 5. Resilience in the face of challenges. Develop resilience by facing challenges with a flexible approach. Instead of viewing obstacles as insurmountable, look for creative ways to adapt and overcome them. 6. Mindfulness and awareness. Engage in mindfulness practices to enhance your awareness of the present moment. This awareness can help you respond to situations more adaptively, rather than reacting automatically or rigidly. 7. Learning from nature. Spend time in nature, observing how the natural world adapts and thrives through change. This can provide inspiration and insights into how to live more flexibly. 8. Practicing patience. Flexibility often requires patience. The patience to understand that sometimes the best action is to wait and see how situations unfold. 9. Building emotional flexibility. Cultivate emotional flexibility by allowing yourself to experience and express a range of emotions. Acknowledge your feelings, but also be willing to move through them adaptively. Flexibility extends to how we interact with others. In relationships and communication, being flexible means listening actively, being open to others' viewpoints, and being willing to adjust your approach in response to others' needs and feedback. Flexibility, as taught by Lao Tzu, is not a sign of weakness but a source of strength and resilience. It allows us to navigate the complexities and uncertainties of life with grace and effectiveness. Continuing our journey through Lao Tzu's teachings, we arrive at the concept of ziran, often translated as naturalness or spontaneity. This Taoist principle advocates living in a way that is true to one's inherent nature, embodying authenticity and spontaneity. In our contemporary world, where social constructs and external pressures often dictate our actions and choices, understanding and embracing ziran becomes crucial for genuine self-expression and fulfillment. Ziran, in Taoist philosophy, is about aligning with the natural flow of life and one's true self. It's a state where actions are not forced, but arise naturally from an individual's authentic self. He posits that everything in nature inherently follows its own path without external compulsion. Similarly, humans, when in tune with their true nature, can live a life of ease and contentment, free from the constraints of artificiality and pretense. In today's society, the pursuit of authenticity is increasingly recognized as vital for personal happiness and fulfillment. Authenticity involves knowing oneself, understanding one's values, beliefs, and desires, and acting in accordance with them. In a world rife with social media and its tendency to foster comparison and uniformity, maintaining authenticity can be challenging. However, Lao Tzu's concept of ziran encourages us to embrace our unique selves and resist the pressure to conform to societal expectations or trends. The journey towards living in accordance with ziran begins with self-awareness. It requires us to engage in introspection, to understand our innate characteristics, tendencies, and passions. This self-awareness allows us to live more authentically, making decisions and choosing paths that align with our true selves. In Taoist thought, this alignment leads to harmony, both within oneself and with the world. Embracing naturalness in daily life. 1. Introspection and self-discovery. Regularly engage in introspection. Use techniques like journaling, meditation, or mindfulness to explore your thoughts, feelings, and motivations. Understand what brings you joy, peace, and fulfillment. 2. Aligning actions with values. Once you have a clearer understanding of your values and beliefs, strive to align your actions with them. This might mean making changes in your lifestyle, career, or relationships to better reflect your true self. 3. Resisting social conformity. Be mindful of the influence of societal pressures and expectations. Practice discernment in how you shape your life and make decisions, ensuring they are more a reflection of your true self than a response to external pressures. 4. Embracing individuality. Celebrate your uniqueness. Recognize that your individuality is your strength, and there's profound beauty in being different and true to yourself. 5. Practicing non-attachment to roles and labels. Avoid getting too attached to specific roles or labels, as these can often be limiting. Understand that you are a complex, evolving being who cannot be fully defined by singular aspects of your identity. 6. Simplifying life. Simplify your life to focus on what truly matters. This can involve decluttering your physical space, but also decluttering your life from activities, relationships, or obligations that do not resonate with your true self. 7. Being present and spontaneous. Practice being in the present moment. Allow yourself the freedom to be spontaneous, making choices that feel right at the moment without overanalyzing or overplanning. 8. Listening to your inner voice. Cultivate the habit of listening to your intuition. Often your inner voice is a guide to what aligns with your true nature. 9. Accepting and embracing change. Be open to change and growth. Understand that as you become more self-aware, your understanding of your true nature might evolve, and that is a natural part of the journey. In relationships, ziran encourages genuine interaction. This involves being honest in communication, showing vulnerability, and not wearing masks to please others. It also means respecting the naturalness in others, acknowledging and appreciating their unique selves. Embracing ziran, or naturalness, as taught by Lao Tzu, is about finding the courage to be our true selves in a world that often encourages conformity. It's about aligning our external lives with our internal truths. This journey towards authenticity and self-awareness not only brings personal peace and fulfillment, but also contributes to a more genuine, compassionate, and diverse society. In our next segment, we will explore how these Taoist principles of simplicity, flexibility, and naturalness can be woven together to form a cohesive approach to living a balanced and harmonious life in our modern context. In our rapidly evolving world, the timeless teachings of Lao Tzu offer profound insights and guidance. His principles, deeply rooted in Taoist philosophy, have the potential to address some of the most pressing issues of contemporary society, from the stress of modern life to the universal quest for meaning and fulfillment. Modern life is often characterized by a relentless pace and a barrage of demands and distractions, leading to widespread stress and burnout. Taoism, particularly the principle of Wu Wei or effortless action, provides a refreshing alternative. This principle encourages us to align our actions with the natural flow of life, reducing the strain of constant striving. By adopting a Taoist approach, we can learn to approach our responsibilities and challenges with a sense of calm and flexibility, leading to a more peaceful and productive life. In a society often focused on material success and external achievements, many find themselves searching for a deeper sense of purpose and fulfillment. Lao Tzu's teachings guide us to look inward and seek contentment in our inner world. The Taoist emphasis on self-awareness and living in harmony with one's true nature can help individuals find a sense of meaning that transcends material possessions and social status. This journey towards self-discovery and alignment with one's intrinsic values can be profoundly satisfying and enriching. Taoism advocates for a balanced lifestyle, avoiding extremes and finding a harmonious middle path. This concept is incredibly relevant in our modern context, where life often swings between excess and deprivation. By embracing Taoist principles of moderation and equilibrium, individuals can achieve a well-rounded life that encompasses physical, mental, and emotional well-being. This balanced approach encourages a healthy lifestyle, nurturing relationships and personal growth. The practice of mindfulness, central to Taoist philosophy, is particularly pertinent in our era of constant connectivity and distractions. Taoism teaches the importance of being fully present and engaged in each moment. Cultivating mindfulness leads to a deeper appreciation of life, improved mental clarity, and stronger emotional resilience. It enables us to savor the richness of our experiences and forge more meaningful connections with others. In a global landscape often marked by conflict and misunderstanding, Taoist teachings on compassion, empathy, and interconnectedness can foster a greater sense of global harmony and cooperation. Taoism offers valuable tools for personal and societal transformation. On a personal level, it provides a blueprint for self-improvement, emotional intelligence, and spiritual growth. On a societal level, Taoist ideals can inspire more compassionate and balanced ways of living and interacting in our communities, promoting values of peace, empathy, and mutual respect. The principle of flexibility, as taught by Lao Tzu, is especially relevant in dealing with emotional challenges. By cultivating emotional flexibility, we can better navigate the complexities of relationships, work, and personal growth. This adaptability allows us to respond to life's ups and downs with a sense of resilience and poise. The ancient wisdom of Lao Tzu, as embodied in Taoist philosophy, holds significant relevance for modern-day issues. By applying Taoist principles, we can work towards personal fulfillment and a more harmonious society. These teachings guide us to live with intention, balance, and mindfulness, offering timeless wisdom that is as applicable today as it was centuries ago. As we conclude our exploration of Lao Tzu's teachings and their profound relevance in today's world, it's clear that these ancient wisdoms offer much more than philosophical musings. They present practical, timeless guidance for living a life of balance, harmony, and fulfillment. The insights gleaned from his words, deeply rooted in the rich soil of Taoist philosophy, illuminate a path not only to personal well-being, but also to a more compassionate and understanding society. In our journey, we've traversed the realms of simplicity, flexibility, and naturalness, uncovering the ways in which these principles can significantly enhance our modern lives. We've seen how simplicity can bring peace in a world of complexity and noise, how flexibility can foster resilience in the face of relentless change, and how embracing our natural selves can lead to authentic and fulfilling lives. These teachings, though ancient, are remarkably pertinent to the challenges we face today. They encourage us to slow down, to reflect, and to align our actions with our deepest values. In a world that often prizes speed and productivity over well-being, Lao Tzu's wisdom invites us to reconsider our priorities and to find beauty in the present moment. As we integrate these teachings into our daily lives, we open ourselves to a journey of self-improvement and inner peace. This journey is personal and unique for each of us, yet it's also universal in its pursuit of harmony and understanding. Whether it's through adopting a more mindful approach to our day, simplifying our lifestyle to focus on what truly matters, or learning to flow with life's inevitable changes, the teachings of Lao Tzu offer a valuable compass. I encourage you, the viewers, to reflect on how these timeless principles can be woven into the fabric of your daily existence. How can simplicity bring more joy to your life? In what ways can you practice flexibility in the face of challenges? How will you honor your true nature in a world that often demands conformity? As you ponder these questions, remember his profound words: "A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step." Let this be an invitation to take that first step towards a life imbued with Taoist wisdom. And as you embark on this journey, I invite you to share your thoughts, experiences, and insights in the comments below. How have Lao Tzu's teachings impacted you? What changes have you observed in your life as you've embraced these principles? Let us carry forward the spirit of Lao Tzu's teachings, applying them not just in moments of quiet reflection, but in the very way we live, interact, and engage with the world around us. For in doing so, we not only enrich our own lives, but also contribute to a more peaceful, understanding, and harmonious world. Have you ever found yourself pondering over the fundamental questions of human existence? Who am I? Why am I here? What's the purpose of life? If you have, you've unknowingly delved into the realm of existentialism, a philosophy that places human individual existence, freedom, and choice at its center. Imagine you're floating in the endless cosmos, gazing down at the world, a tiny sphere amidst an infinite expanse. All the successes, all the failures, the entire human experience condensed into this one small dot. It's overwhelming, right? It might even seem absurd, but don't despair, because that sense of insignificance is precisely where existentialism begins. Existentialism, in its simplest terms, is a philosophy concerned with finding the self and the meaning of life through free will, choice, and personal responsibility. It rejects the idea that the universe inherently holds any truths or meaning about our individual lives. Rather, it suggests that it's up to each of us to give our own life meaning, to navigate this vast, uncaring universe where established structures or morals offer no easy paths. This philosophy originated in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, born out of the chaos and disillusionment following World War II. it was a philosophical rebellion, one that sought to explore the human condition in a world that appeared increasingly absurd. Among the many philosophers who contributed to this thought-provoking field, two names are particularly prominent and will serve as our guiding stars throughout this exploration: Jean-Paul Sartre and Albert Camus. Jean-Paul Sartre, the renowned French philosopher, is often seen as the pivotal figure in existentialist thought. His belief that existence precedes essence encapsulates the idea that we come into the world without predefined purpose or nature, and that we must create our essence through our choices and actions. In Sartre's view, we are not born with a specific mission or inherent meaning. Rather, we find ourselves in a seemingly arbitrary world, and it becomes our existential responsibility to shape our destiny and give our life its unique meaning. Then we have Albert Camus, another French philosopher who, while often associated with existentialism, preferred to identify his philosophy as absurdist. For Camus, the universe is indifferent to our struggles, our joys, our existence. But rather than spiraling into despair, he saw this recognition as a starting point to create our own meaning, to rebel against the absurdity and embrace the freedom it offers. We'll be diving deep into their philosophies, unpacking their key concepts and exploring how their ideas can provide valuable insight into our own lives. Because isn't that the ultimate goal? To understand and navigate our existence in this grand cosmos. Welcome to our journey into the heart of existentialism, a journey where we may not find easy answers, but will undoubtedly uncover thought-provoking questions about life, freedom, and personal responsibility. The roots of existentialism, while firmly planted in the 19th and 20th centuries, stretch back much further, drawing nourishment from the rich philosophical soil of the past. The philosophy's emphasis on individual experience, freedom, and the meaning of existence can be traced to the works of thinkers like Søren Kierkegaard and Friedrich Nietzsche. Kierkegaard, a Danish philosopher in the mid-19th century, is often hailed as the first existentialist thinker. He emphasized the importance of individual experience and personal responsibility, arguing against the trend of philosophical abstraction and insisting on the centrality of the individual's direct lived experience. He argued that truth is subjectivity, meaning that the most significant truths, especially those concerning ethics and religion, are deeply personal and subjective. On the other hand, we have Nietzsche, the iconoclastic German philosopher who fiercely criticized the established values of his time. Nietzsche's philosophy echoed the existentialist theme of individualism. He emphasized the creative, life-affirming individual who defies conventional morality to create their own values. Despite these early roots, existentialism, as we understand it today, came into its own in the aftermath of the Second World War, a time that witnessed cataclysmic despair, loss, and a crisis of identity. It was a period where previously held societal and philosophical certainties were upended, forcing humanity to reassess its place in the world. In this context, existentialism's emphasis on personal freedom, the responsibility of choice, and the search for authentic existence resonated deeply. The core tenet of this philosophy, that existence precedes essence, countered the traditional philosophical view that essence or a set nature precedes existence. This revolutionary idea suggested that we are born without a predetermined purpose or nature, and that it's our responsibility to define ourselves through our actions and choices. Simone de Beauvoir, another significant existentialist thinker, echoed this sentiment in her seminal work, The Second Sex, where she examined the existentialist dilemma through the lens of women's experience, thus connecting existentialism with the growing feminist movement. The existentialist philosophy was also profoundly influenced by the rapidly changing political landscape. The rise of totalitarian regimes, the horrors of the Holocaust, and the nuclear threat led to a profound sense of fear, uncertainty, and alienation, which was echoed in existentialist works. Finally, it's essential to highlight the cultural landscape, notably the fields of literature and art, which significantly influenced existentialism. Existential themes are apparent in the works of Fyodor Dostoevsky, Franz Kafka, and Samuel Beckett, whose characters often grapple with despair, isolation, and the absurdity of existence, vividly illustrating existentialist ideas. Thus, existentialism emerged from the convergence of philosophical thought, historical upheaval, and cultural expression, a reaction to the modern world's challenges, pushing individuals to confront their existence's absurdity and find personal meaning amidst the chaos. So having set the historical stage, let's now move on to the central figures of our exploration, Sartre and Camus. Their philosophies, born out of this tumultuous period, continue to challenge and inspire us as we navigate the complexities of our own lives. Jean-Paul Sartre, born in 1905 in Paris, France, was a man of many talents. He was a philosopher, novelist, playwright, and critic, with an influence that extended far beyond the confines of academic philosophy. He is widely recognized as the leading figure of the existentialist movement. Orphaned at a young age, Sartre was raised by his grandparents. He excelled academically and attended a prestigious university in Paris. There he met lifelong companion Simone de Beauvoir, a formidable intellectual in her own right, and formed a radical open relationship that would challenge societal norms. Sartre served as a meteorologist in the French army during World War II and was captured by German forces in 1940. His experiences of war and imprisonment profoundly shaped his philosophical outlook, fueling his deep engagement with questions of freedom, responsibility, and the meaning of life. One of Sartre's most significant contributions to existentialist philosophy is his assertion that existence precedes essence. This idea counters traditional philosophy, which generally posits that things have a defined essence or nature, which determines their purpose. In contrast, Sartre argues that human beings first exist, encounter themselves, and only then define their essence or nature. This idea is closely tied to Sartre's notion of radical freedom. For Sartre, each individual is radically free and responsible for their actions. Since there is no predetermined human nature or external source of value, every action a person takes helps define what it means to be human. This freedom is both exhilarating and terrifying. It allows limitless potential for self-definition but also demands total responsibility for one's life and choices. Yet, as Sartre notes, humans often seek to avoid the anxiety of this freedom by pretending they are not free, a behavior he termed bad faith. By blaming our circumstances, genetics, or societal expectations, we deny our freedom and responsibility. For Sartre, acknowledging our freedom is the first step toward authentic existence. Sartre's philosophy also engages deeply with the concept of nothingness. In his seminal work, Being and Nothingness, he grapples with the idea of consciousness as a form of nothingness, separating us from the world and allowing us the freedom to transcend our situation. This perspective frames the human condition as a paradoxical tension between being and nothingness, a struggle that defines our existence. Furthermore, Sartre discusses the concept of the look or the gaze of the other. He believed that our awareness of other people's perception of us can lead to a feeling of objectification, encapsulated in his famous phrase, "Hell is other people." For Sartre, this is not a dismissal of all interpersonal relationships, but rather a commentary on how the awareness of others' perspectives can confine our freedom. Sartre's philosophy is deeply intertwined with his commitment to political activism and social justice. He saw philosophy not merely as an academic exercise, but as a tool for critiquing and transforming society. His existentialism was a philosophy of action, urging individuals to recognize their freedom and use it to challenge injustice and create a more authentic existence. Being and Nothingness, published in 1943, is perhaps Sartre's most influential work. It is an intricate and profound exploration of phenomenology and existentialism, featuring a detailed analysis of human consciousness, freedom, and the nature of existence. In Being and Nothingness, Sartre differentiates between two types of being. First, the being in itself, akin to the objective existence of inanimate objects, devoid of consciousness, and second, the being in itself, which refers to the subjective existence of conscious beings, our state of being. It's within the being in itself, where Sartre identifies the essence of human existence, freedom. Sartre suggests that we as human beings are fundamentally free because we are not fixed beings, but rather becomings. Our consciousness, our nothingness, separates us from the world, thus allowing the capacity to question, to negate, and to imagine realities other than what is. This freedom to transcend the is, to envisage the what could be, is the heart of Sartre's existentialism. To illustrate, consider this quote from Being and Nothingness. Man is not the sum of what he has, but the totality of what he does not yet have, of what he could have. This profound statement underscores Sartre's view of man as a perpetually incomplete project, his existence defined not by his past or present state, but by his future possibilities, his potential to change, create, and redefine his essence. Shifting to Nausea, Sartre's first novel and another cornerstone of his philosophical thought. Published in 1938, Nausea introduces us to Antoine Roquentin, a man gripped by a profound existential crisis, a feeling of nausea as he confronts the absurdity and meaninglessness of existence. Through Roquentin's existential anguish, Sartre explores themes of alienation, freedom, and the absence of objective meaning. Roquentin's realization that the world is indifferent to his existence, that his life carries no inherent purpose, initially leaves him in despair, a feeling Sartre describes as nausea. This term encapsulates the profound discomfort that can come with recognizing the fundamental absurdity of existence. Consider this excerpt from Nausea. Every existing thing is born without reason, prolongs itself out of weakness, and dies by chance. This unsettling realization encapsulates the angst of Roquentin's, and by extension, our existential predicament. In a world devoid of intrinsic meaning, how do we cope? How do we live? The answer for Sartre lies in the freedom that this absurdity affords us. The absence of inherent meaning doesn't necessitate despair, rather it opens a realm of possibilities. It allows us, compels us even, to create our own purpose, to define our essence through our actions and choices. This theme is echoed in another quote from Nausea. I am free. There is absolutely no more reason for living. All the ones I've tried have given way, and I can't imagine more of them. I have to build them myself. It is a clear call to action, a recognition of the overwhelming yet liberating responsibility we bear to construct our meaning in a world that refuses to offer it readily. Sartre's works, such as Being and Nothingness and Nausea, present a bold and nuanced exploration of human existence. They challenge us to face the disquieting reality of our freedom and the absence of objective meaning, while empowering us to embrace our role as the creators of our essence. Albert Camus, born in 1913 in French Algeria, grew up amidst extreme poverty, which would shape his political consciousness and empathy for the marginalized. He was a brilliant student, earning a scholarship to the University of Algiers, where he studied philosophy and developed a passion for theater, journalism, and political activism. Camus moved to France just before the outbreak of World War II and became active in the French resistance, using his position as editor of the underground newspaper Combat to voice his opposition to fascism. It was this blending of philosophy, literature, and political activism that characterized Camus' career and informed his distinctive philosophical outlook. Though Camus is often associated with existentialism, he famously rejected the label, instead preferring to describe his philosophy as a philosophy of the absurd. Camus argued that life's inherent absurdity comes from the conflict between our human desire for meaning, order, and clarity, and the silent, indifferent universe that offers none. At the heart of Camus' philosophy lies his concept of the absurd, which he explores in depth in his essay The Myth of Sisyphus. Drawing from the ancient Greek myth, Camus likens the human condition to the fate of Sisyphus, doomed to eternally roll a boulder up a hill only for it to roll back down again. Like Sisyphus, we must confront the absurdity of our existence, the seemingly futile cycle of life and death in an indifferent universe. Yet Camus does not see this absurdity as a cause for despair. On the contrary, he believed that acknowledging the absurd liberates us to live fully and authentically. In his words, the struggle itself towards the heights is enough to fill a man's heart. One must imagine Sisyphus happy. Camus also posited the idea of revolt as a response to absurdity. By consciously choosing to continue living in spite of life's absurdity, we enact a form of personal revolt, affirming our existence and dignity. This idea of revolt is also present in his political beliefs, where he advocated for justice and rebellion against oppression. Another key aspect of Camus' philosophy is the emphasis on personal meaning and morality. Despite the lack of objective meaning or universal moral laws, Camus believed that we could and should create our personal values. For Camus, these values often revolved around simple human joys and sensual experiences: the sun on his face, the beauty of the Mediterranean landscape, the companionship of friends. This emphasis on the sensual and tangible is encapsulated in his novel The Stranger, where the protagonist Meursault lives entirely in the physical realm. Yet even in embracing the physical, Camus didn't dismiss the importance of moral integrity. In a universe devoid of inherent meaning or moral law, Camus saw personal responsibility as paramount. This moral responsibility, however, was not founded on divine decree or societal norms, but a personal commitment to live authentically and resist injustice. Camus offers a philosophy of the absurd that is both sobering and empowering. His philosophy challenges us to confront the absurdity of our existence while inspiring us to affirm our lives through personal revolt and the creation of individual meaning. The Stranger, published in 1942, is Camus' first novel and arguably his best-known work. Told through the lens of the protagonist Meursault, the novel explores the themes of absurdity, indifference, and rebellion, key pillars of Camus' philosophy. In the novel, Meursault, a French Algerian, leads an emotionally detached life, responding to the world around him with an almost apathetic indifference. When his mother dies, he displays no grief, and when he commits an act of senseless violence, he shows no remorse. His emotional disconnection from the world is reflected in his indifference to societal expectations and norms, embodying Camus' notion of the absurd man. An essential excerpt to understand Camus' thoughts can be found in the courtroom scene where Meursault states, "I had lived my life one way and I could just as well have lived it another. I had done this and I hadn't done that. I hadn't done this thing, but I had done another. And so?" This statement encapsulates the essence of his character and Camus' philosophy of absurdism. Life, for Meursault, is a series of arbitrary choices devoid of intrinsic meaning. While this view might seem nihilistic, for Camus, the acknowledgement of life's absurdity doesn't lead to despair or inaction. Rather, it opens up the possibility of a liberated existence, unshackled from the constraints of societal norms and expectations. Camus drives this point home when Meursault is condemned to death, At this juncture, he experiences a radical shift in perspective, declaring, "I opened myself to the gentle indifference of the world, finding it so much like myself, so like a brother really. I felt that I had been happy, and that I was happy again." In the face of death, he chooses to embrace life's absurdity and experiences a sense of kinship with the indifferent universe, echoing Camus' call to revolt against the absurd and to affirm life. However, The Stranger isn't simply a narrative of existential angst and rebellion. It also provides a nuanced exploration of morality. Meursault's actions and the societal responses they provoke force us to question the nature of morality, particularly in a universe that offers no inherent moral code. Can there be a sense of right and wrong in an absurd world? If so, how is it defined? Camus doesn't provide easy answers, but prompts us to wrestle with these questions ourselves, urging us to take responsibility for creating our personal moral compass. This theme is reflected in the book's final lines, as Meursault muses, "For everything to be consummated, for me to feel less alone, I had only to wish that there be a large crowd of spectators the day of my execution, and that they greet me with cries of hate." The Stranger offers a vivid portrayal of Camus' philosophy of the absurd. Through the main character, we confront the indifference of the universe and the arbitrary nature of existence, yet are also challenged to affirm our lives, establish our morality, and embrace the freedom that the absurd offers. In The Myth of Sisyphus, Camus elucidates his philosophy of the absurd with greater depth and precision. He begins the essay with the provocative claim, "There is but one truly serious philosophical problem, and that is suicide." From there, he delves into an exploration of life's inherent absurdity and how we might navigate a world that appears meaningless. The title itself is a reference to a figure from Greek mythology, Sisyphus, who was punished by the gods to endlessly roll a boulder up a hill, only to watch it roll back down, repeating this task for all eternity. For Camus, Sisyphus embodies the human condition. We strive and labor in life, yet ultimately we face death and the potential meaninglessness of our efforts. However, he argues that acknowledging the absurdity of life does not lead to despair, but rather to a sense of freedom and even happiness. He encourages us to live without hope for a future life or any form of ultimate salvation, stating, "The struggle itself towards the heights is enough to fill a man's heart. One must imagine Sisyphus happy." This passage is central to understanding Camus' perspective. Despite life's inherent absurdity, despite the endless labor and inevitable death, Sisyphus can find happiness. How? By embracing the struggle, by acknowledging the absurdity of his task and yet choosing to continue, by living fully in the present and deriving satisfaction from the work itself, not some distant, promised reward. Just like Sisyphus, we are tasked with pushing our own boulders, be it work, relationships, dreams, or goals. We too face the uncertainty of our efforts' ultimate significance, the reality of death, and the indifference of the universe. And yet we also possess the ability to affirm life, to find joy in the struggle, and to carve out our personal meaning in the face of the absurd. In the end, The Myth of Sisyphus is more than a philosophical essay. It's a call to arms. It urges us to revolt against the absurdity of life by affirming our existence, by choosing to continue despite the lack of inherent meaning, and by finding joy in the struggle itself. This theme of revolt is echoed in another key excerpt, where Camus states, "I draw from the absurd three consequences: my revolt, my freedom, and my passion." By accepting and confronting the absurd, we liberate ourselves from illusions of objective meaning and societal expectations. This leads to authentic living, in which we freely define our values and pursue our passions. The Myth of Sisyphus encapsulates the philosophy of the absurd, asserting that life's meaning is not given but made. It is up to us to grapple with the absurd, embrace the struggle of existence, and craft our unique path, much like Sisyphus with his ceaseless and solitary labor. Camus offers a philosophy of the absurd that is both sobering and empowering. His philosophy challenges us to confront the absurdity of our existence, while inspiring us to affirm our lives through personal revolt and the creation of individual meaning. In our next segment, we'll explore how these existential philosophies of Sartre and Camus can apply to our daily lives, guiding us in our quest for authenticity, freedom, and personal meaning. Having journeyed through the minds of Sartre and Camus, we now turn to the fundamental question: how does existential philosophy relate to our modern life? How can these insights from the mid-20th century help us navigate our lives in the 21st century? To begin with, both philosophers offer a paradigm shift in how we approach life. From Sartre, we are urged to embrace our radical freedom and the responsibility it entails. In a world often driven by external influences, societal norms, family expectations, cultural trends, we are reminded that we possess the freedom to define ourselves, to choose who we are and what we value. This can be seen in the choices we make daily, whether it's our career path, our relationships, our hobbies, or our response to the challenges life presents us. We are not bound by our circumstances, our past, or other people's expectations. We are free to shape our existence and to bear the responsibility for our actions. This perspective can lead to an empowering sense of agency and authenticity. Consider a practical example. You may find yourself working a job that doesn't fulfill you, perhaps chosen due to societal pressure or familial expectations. Sartre's philosophy would encourage you to embrace your freedom, to evaluate your options, and to make a conscious choice about your career path based on your authentic desires and values rather than external pressures. From Camus, we learn to acknowledge and confront the absurdity of life. Rather than seeking solace in illusions of objective meaning or ultimate salvation, we are encouraged to create our personal meaning and values. This can liberate us from the societal rat race and the unending pursuit of externally defined success. Furthermore, Camus' notion of revolt can inspire us to affirm our lives, even amidst adversity and suffering. Consider a situation where you're confronted with a personal setback, like a failure or loss. Camus' philosophy would urge you to confront this adversity head-on, to recognize its absurdity, and to continue striving regardless, thus revolting against the absurd. Applying this to a practical context, suppose you experience a failure in your personal or professional life. Rather than surrendering to despair or viewing it as a commentary on your self-worth, you could see it as an integral part of life's absurdity and use the experience to grow and reaffirm your commitment to your chosen path. Additionally, the existentialist focus on authenticity encourages us to engage deeply with our passions and interests, enhancing our sense of purpose and fulfillment. In a world often preoccupied with superficial pleasures and distractions, existentialism calls us back to a genuine engagement with life. Existentialism challenges us to take moral responsibility for our actions. In a world devoid of absolute moral laws, we are urged to create our moral compass. This requires introspection, dialogue, and conscious decision-making, promoting a more mindful and engaged approach to ethics. Existentialism invites us to reconsider how we perceive our lives and our search for purpose. By highlighting the lack of inherent meaning and the responsibility each of us has to create our path, existentialism offers a roadmap for those seeking purpose and fulfillment in today's fast-paced, complex world. Let's consider purpose first. In a world where myriad options can often lead to paralysis by analysis, Existentialism urges us to lean into this uncertainty, this freedom, and this responsibility to make choices. Sartre's famous quote, "We are our choices," underpins this existential approach to purpose. Rather than seeking an externally defined purpose, existentialism encourages us to forge our purpose through our actions, through the choices we make, and the responsibilities we take on. Imagine you're at a crossroads in your career. You have multiple paths you could take, each with its own set of potential rewards and challenges. Rather than looking outside for answers, existentialism would prompt you to introspect, to understand your true desires and values, and to choose a path aligned with those. Your purpose, then, is not something you find but something you create through your decisions and actions. When it comes to fulfillment, existentialism offers a similarly empowering perspective. The existentialist emphasis on authenticity and engagement with life can lead to a deeper sense of fulfillment. Fulfillment, in this context, is not derived from meeting societal expectations or achieving conventional markers of success. Instead, it arises from living authentically, from choosing your path, from engaging deeply with your passions and interests, and from creating your personal meaning. For instance, you might find fulfillment in pursuing a hobby that brings you joy, even if it doesn't align with traditional notions of success or productivity. Or you might derive fulfillment from contributing to a cause you deeply care about, from building meaningful relationships, or from engaging in continuous learning and personal growth. Both Sartre and Camus assert that we create our life's meaning through our actions and attitudes. This perspective shifts the focus from external validation to internal authenticity. It reminds us that we are not passive spectators, but active participants in our lives. This shift can lead to profound personal growth and a more fulfilling life as we cease to be defined by external circumstances and begin to shape our existence based on our authentic selves. To bring this to life, imagine if you measured success not by how much money you make or how many followers you have on social media, but by how authentically you live, how passionate you are about your work, how deeply you engage with your interests, and how much you grow as an individual. This would lead to a much deeper sense of fulfillment, grounded in authenticity rather than external validation. Moreover, by confronting and embracing life's inherent absurdity, as proposed by Camus, we can also find fulfillment. We cease to view life's challenges, setbacks, and sufferings as interruptions to an otherwise smooth journey. Instead, we see them as integral parts of our existence, opportunities for growth and reaffirmation of our chosen path. In this context, a setback or failure is no longer a barrier to fulfillment, but a part of the journey itself. It's a chance to re-evaluate, to learn, to grow, and to continue on our path with renewed determination and understanding. Existentialism provides us with a powerful lens through which to view our quest for purpose and fulfillment. It doesn't provide us with easy answers or predetermined paths. Instead, it arms us with the tools and perspectives needed to navigate the complexity of life, to make conscious choices, and to create our purpose and fulfillment. The relevance and impact of existentialism are as profound today as they were in the mid-20th century. The existential lens can provide clarity and direction in our increasingly complex and ambiguous world. The philosophies of Sartre and Camus invite us to reflect deeply on our lives, to question our assumptions, and to take active steps in creating our purpose and fulfillment. As we close this chapter, I encourage you, the viewer, to carry these insights with you. Reflect on them, question them, discuss them. Look at your life through the existential lens. Remember, your existence is not defined by external circumstances or pre-existing essences. You have the freedom to shape your existence, to create your meaning, to define your purpose, and to seek your fulfillment. In a world often brimming with uncertainty and chaos, the existential perspective serves as a reminder that we hold the pen that writes our life's story. So as we step out of the world of Sartre and Camus and back into our lives, let's do so with a renewed sense of agency, authenticity, and resolve to live deeply, meaningfully, and authentically. Have you ever looked at a cracked vase or a weathered stone and seen something inexplicably beautiful? What if I told you that there's an entire philosophy dedicated to appreciating the imperfect, the impermanent, and the incomplete? This is the heart of a uniquely Japanese outlook known as Wabi-Sabi, and today we're going to explore how this ancient wisdom can dramatically change how you perceive the world and your own life. Wabi-Sabi is not just an aesthetic, it's a way of life that embraces the beauty of nature's flaws and life's unpredictable journey. It stems from the serene and profound realms of Zen Buddhism, which appreciates the ephemeral nature of life. This philosophy teaches that there is elegance in simplicity, richness in the modest, and depth in the details that time leaves behind. Why should this matter to you? Imagine living in a world where your scars, your fears, and your flaws are not just accepted, but celebrated as marks of genuine existence, symbols of a life well lived. That's the promise of this philosophy. It offers a perspective where the pressure to achieve perfection is not only unnecessary, but counterproductive. In our pursuit of perfection in everything from our jobs to our social media profiles, we often lose sight of what truly enriches our lives. By integrating this philosophy into your everyday life, you can find greater satisfaction, not by adding more to your life, but by appreciating what you already have. This philosophy can transform mundane experiences and objects into sources of joy and contemplation. It teaches you to find the stories and beauty in a chipped cup or a fading photograph, seeing them as cherished markers of time and experience rather than things in need of replacement. Today's exploration will not only explain the roots of this fascinating philosophy, but will also provide you with actionable ways to incorporate its principles into your daily practices. By the end of this video, you will see how embracing imperfection can lead to a fuller, more authentic life experience. We will delve into how this philosophy challenges the relentless pursuit of perfection in modern culture and offers a peaceful alternative that celebrates the cracks and crevices both in our pottery and in ourselves. You might wonder how something as simple as appreciating a weathered piece of wood can impact your life significantly. This is where the subtle power of this concept lies. It shifts your focus from what things are supposed to be to appreciating them for what they are. This shift in perception can reduce stress and increase your emotional well-being. Moreover, Wabi-Sabi is deeply intertwined with the Japanese tea ceremony, a practice that epitomizes this philosophy through its rituals and focus on the present moment. The ceremony itself is a dance of mindfulness, where every movement and piece used is a celebration of imperfections, collectively creating a harmonious and meaningful experience. This tradition underscores the idea that beauty and satisfaction can be found in the most transient of moments. If you're ready to shift your perspective and find beauty in the most unexpected places, stay tuned. This isn't just about learning a new philosophy, it's about transforming how you live by changing the way you see the world, and it starts with embracing the art of perfect imperfection. The art of perfect imperfection. Wabi-Sabi teaches us that beauty is an evolving process, a reflection of the ebb and flow of life. This philosophy originates from a worldview deeply rooted in Zen Buddhism, which emphasizes simplicity, authenticity, and the transient nature of all things. The principles of Zen teach that enlightenment can be achieved through meditation, insight, and an understanding of the impermanence of the world. This Japanese tradition also significantly influences the traditional tea ceremony, a practice that encapsulates the essence of mindfulness and acceptance. The tea ceremony, known as chanoyu, involves a ritual preparation and presentation of matcha, powdered green tea. It is an art form that prioritizes process over outcome, where every step and every tool used is an embodiment of appreciation for the fleeting moments that define our existence. In the context of this philosophy, beauty is not found in the flawless or the eternal. Instead, it is seen in the cracks, the wear, and the natural cycle of growth and decay. This perspective teaches us to look beyond conventional beauty standards, to see the allure in a withered leaf, the elegance in an aged woods grain, and the story in a chipped ceramic bowl. Each of these imperfections is a testament to a history, to a life lived, and to the natural forces that shape and influence everything in the universe. Moreover, the concept of this philosophy was never meant to stand still but to flow and change with life itself. It suggests that beauty is dynamic and ever-changing, and our understanding of beauty must evolve with it. By embracing this philosophy, we learn to appreciate the richness of life as it is now, without clinging to past ideals or future expectations. This notion of finding beauty in the here and now is an integral part of Zen teachings, which assert that the present moment is all we truly have. Thus, this philosophy and its integration into the Japanese tea ceremony serve as profound reminders of the transient nature of our existence. They encourage us to live more fully, to appreciate the temporary beauty that surrounds us, and to cultivate a sense of peace about the world's inherent imperfections. By learning to appreciate these elements, we open ourselves to experiences and aesthetics that defy the conventional, broadening our perspectives and deepening our engagement with the world. This philosophy is more than just an aesthetic criterion. It is a pathway to a deeper understanding of life and our place within it. It challenges us to reconsider our relationship with nature, objects, and each other in a way that promotes authenticity and harmony. This philosophy not only enhances our appreciation for art and design, but also deepens our respect for the natural world and its capacity to teach us about beauty, resilience, and the inevitability of change. Embracing imperfection. Perfection is not attainable, but if we chase perfection, we can catch excellence. This profound insight invites us to consider a crucial aspect of the Japanese philosophy we've been discussing, the acceptance of imperfection. Unlike modern Western culture, which often strives for an unattainable ideal of flawlessness, this Eastern philosophy encourages us to see the beauty and value in the flawed and incomplete. This approach does not just apply to physical objects, but extends to our self-perception and interactions with others. Consider for a moment the immense pressure many people feel to present a perfect facade, whether it's in their academic achievements, social media profiles, or even in their physical appearance. This pursuit of perfection can lead to significant stress, anxiety, and a never-ending feeling of inadequacy. The contrast with the philosophy in question couldn't be more stark. Here, the inherent beauty of an object or person is often attributed to its unique imperfections and the story these imperfections tell. This acceptance can foster a more compassionate and realistic self-image, enabling individuals to appreciate their own uniqueness without the relentless pressure to conform to societal ideals. Furthermore, the impact of societal pressure on individual well-being and self-esteem is substantial. In a world that often values perfection, the constant comparison to idealized images and standards can lead to diminished self-worth and a chronic sense of failure. This is where the philosophy of embracing imperfections becomes not just a philosophical concept, but a practical approach to healthier living. It teaches that the marks of wear and tear are not signs of unworthiness, but are evidence of a life fully lived. This shift in perspective can relieve the psychological burden of needing to appear perfect, reducing anxiety and depression, and promoting a more balanced and satisfied state of mind. In addition, this philosophy promotes resilience. By understanding that everything is subject to change and decay, individuals can become more emotionally and mentally flexible, better able to cope with the challenges and setbacks that life inevitably brings. This resilience is crucial in a society that often hides its vulnerabilities, showcasing only success and concealment of failure. Embracing imperfection, therefore, is not just an aesthetic choice, but a profound life-affirming stance that encourages acceptance, growth, and a deeper engagement with the world as it truly is, not as we wish it to be. Thus, this philosophical approach offers a powerful antidote to the modern obsession with perfection. By realigning our perceptions with the realities of nature and existence, it helps cultivate a more genuine, fulfilling approach to life. It challenges us to redefine beauty, success, and value in terms that recognize the dignity of the natural and the unfinished. This can lead to a more authentic, liberated way of living that celebrates the inherent worth of every individual and every moment, just as they are, without the relentless pressure to polish, perfect, or perform. Finding beauty in the imperfect. There is a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in. This evocative statement perfectly captures the essence of finding beauty in the imperfect and understanding how the philosophy we've been discussing nurtures this perception. This perspective encourages us to see the marks of time and use not as blemishes or defects, but as features that tell a story and add character. Let's consider how nature itself is the master of this kind of beauty. When we look at the natural world, we see that it is full of imperfections. Trees are gnarled, rocks are asymmetrical, and coastlines are irregular. Yet it is precisely these imperfections that make the landscape breathtaking and unique. The appreciation of natural aging, or the patina of time, is evident in how we perceive old trees with twisted branches, whose rugged forms speak of resilience and survival. Similarly, weathered stones smoothed by rivers or the sea tell of the relentless force of nature and the passage of time. These elements do not detract from their beauty, rather they enhance it, providing a texture to our visual and tactile experiences that polished new surfaces cannot. In the realm of art and aesthetics, this philosophy is vividly illustrated in practices such as kintsugi, the Japanese art of repairing broken pottery with lacquer mixed with precious metals like gold or silver. Instead of hiding the damage, kintsugi emphasizes it, creating a new form of beauty that acknowledges and respects the object's history. Each crack is highlighted, not hidden, transforming what might be considered a flaw into a striking feature that tells a story of breakage and repair, of life and recovery. Similarly, the asymmetry in traditional Japanese gardens is a deliberate effort to mimic the sporadic, unplanned beauty of nature. These gardens are designed to lead the eye on an unstructured journey through contrasting textures and uneven landscapes that mimic the natural world, promoting meditation and mindfulness. They are a reflection of the world as it is, not a manicured version of how we might want it to be. This design philosophy can teach us to appreciate the beauty in the uncontrolled and unplanned, encouraging a more accepting and open view of our own lives. Understanding and embracing this view can significantly affect how we perceive the world and ourselves. It teaches us to value the present moment and find beauty in the now, despite its imperfections, rather than constantly striving for a more perfect future that may never come. This philosophy helps cultivate a sense of inner peace and satisfaction, recognizing that beauty is everywhere, in every crack and imperfection, if only we learn to recognize and cherish it. By embracing the idea that flaws can contribute to beauty, we become more accepting of our own imperfections and those of others. This can lead to a more compassionate society, where the pressure to be perfect is lessened, and individuals feel more valued for their unique traits and histories. This shift in perspective is not just about aesthetic appreciation, but about fostering a kinder, more inclusive approach to life that celebrates diversity and resilience in the face of life's challenges. Embracing transience. The beauty of life is in its impermanence. Embrace the dance of change. This powerful quote invites us to consider the often overlooked virtue of transience, an essential aspect of the philosophy that celebrates imperfection and impermanence. This perspective challenges us to rethink our relationship with the temporary nature of life itself. Life is a series of moments, each fleeting and unique, much like the cherry blossoms that bloom spectacularly but briefly each spring in Japan. These blossoms are revered not despite, but because of their short-lived beauty, which symbolizes the transient nature of life. Impermanence in this philosophical context teaches us that everything in life, our joys, sorrows, challenges, and triumphs, is temporary. This can be a comforting thought, especially during difficult times, as it reassures us that pain and hardship are not permanent. Conversely, it also reminds us to cherish the wonderful moments, knowing they too will pass. This dual awareness can profoundly shift how we live our daily lives, encouraging us to live more fully in the present, engage more deeply with our experiences, and appreciate the here and now rather than always looking ahead to the next thing. Moreover, accepting impermanence helps us navigate life's inevitable changes more gracefully. Consider the seasons. Each brings its own challenges and joys, and just as winter gives way to spring, difficult times eventually give rise to better days. By embracing this cycle, we learn not to despair during downturns, or take good fortune for granted when times are favorable. This balanced approach to life's ups and downs fosters a more stable and grounded existence, reducing anxiety about the future and regrets about the past. The philosophical implications of embracing transience are vast. It challenges the very way we think about existence, urging us to reconsider our fears of death and loss. By acknowledging that life is a temporary journey, we can reduce the existential dread that often accompanies thoughts of our own mortality. Instead, we can focus on making the most of our time, forming meaningful relationships, and creating a positive impact in the world. This shift not only enhances our own well-being, but also encourages us to leave a legacy of kindness and mindfulness for others to follow. Embracing transience also influences our approach to joy and sorrow. Understanding that both are transient can alleviate the pressure to maintain a constant state of happiness and allow us to experience sadness or disappointment without being overwhelmed. This acceptance creates a more emotionally rich and balanced life, where negative emotions are seen as natural and necessary parts of the human experience rather than something to be avoided or suppressed. The acceptance of life's impermanence, as highlighted in this philosophy, offers a more fulfilling way to live. It teaches us to embrace change, appreciate the moment, and accept the ebb and flow of life's experiences with grace and gratitude. By doing so, we can transform our understanding of life and death, joy and sorrow, and learn to navigate the complexities of human existence with greater ease and insight. This perspective encourages us not just to endure life's changes, but to actively engage with them, finding beauty and meaning in the dance of change. Power of simplicity. In simplicity, there is truth. This insightful quote captures the essence of cultivating simplicity, a principle that is central to the aesthetic and philosophical tenets of the Japanese philosophy we've been discussing. This approach to life emphasizes the importance of stripping away the non-essential, focusing instead on the core elements that truly matter. In an age where consumerism and digital overload often overwhelm our senses and clutter our minds, the call for simplicity becomes increasingly vital. Simplicity in this context is not just about minimalism in design or possessions. It's about cultivating an inner clarity and prioritizing life's essential values. This philosophy teaches that true beauty and satisfaction derive from a deep appreciation of the basics, whether in art, in nature, or in our daily routines. By reducing the extraneous, we make room for the truly important aspects of life to flourish. For example, a simple, unadorned pottery piece that bears the marks of its maker can be more appealing and meaningful than a perfectly mass-produced item. This preference for simplicity extends to personal lifestyles as well, encouraging practices that focus on authenticity and a deep connection to one's environment and community. The benefits of decluttering and simplifying life are manifold. On a practical level, reducing physical clutter in our homes and workspaces can lead to a clearer mind and reduced stress. Numerous studies have shown that excessive belongings can create a sensory overload, whereas clean and orderly spaces can help calm the mind and improve focus. But decluttering isn't just about tidying up physical spaces. It's also about simplifying our schedules, commitments, and even our digital lives. This process helps us prioritize activities and relationships that truly enrich our lives, allowing us more time and energy to engage deeply with them. On a deeper level, simplifying life can lead to significant emotional and psychological benefits. It allows for greater self-reflection and a clearer understanding of one's desires and needs. Without the constant distraction of new items or the pressure to keep up with social trends, individuals can develop a stronger sense of self and a more grounded existence. This clarity can enhance one's relationships and overall life satisfaction, as decisions are more likely to be aligned with personal values and long-term goals. The cultivation of simplicity as taught by this philosophy is not merely an aesthetic choice, but a profound lifestyle decision that can lead to a richer, more fulfilling life. It challenges us to rethink what is truly necessary and what brings us genuine joy and peace. This minimalist approach doesn't mean living without luxury or comfort, but rather making more conscious choices that align with core principles of authenticity and sustainability. By embracing simplicity, we learn to appreciate the abundance of less and find greater depth and meaning in our everyday lives. Wabi-Sabi in daily life. Enjoy the little things in life, for one day you may look back and realize they were the big things. This closing quote beautifully summarizes the essence of incorporating the principles we've discussed into daily life. It's about recognizing and savoring the beauty in the mundane, the imperfection, and the transient moments that often go unnoticed but cumulatively define our existence. Let's explore some practical ways to bring this philosophy into our everyday routines, emphasizing mindfulness and the acceptance of life's natural flow. One practical tip is to start each day with a moment of appreciation. Before the rush of daily responsibilities begins, take a few minutes to notice and appreciate something simple around you, perhaps the way morning light filters through your window, the texture of your breakfast, or the sound of the birds outside. This practice helps cultivate a habit of mindfulness, which can extend throughout the day, enhancing your awareness and appreciation of your surroundings. Another way to embrace these principles is through the art of journaling. Keep a gratitude journal where you regularly record things you're thankful for, especially those small imperfect details that might typically go unnoticed. This could be a note about a pleasant conversation, the unique way your coffee spilled and created a pattern, or how you felt reading a book. Journaling not only serves as a reminder of these moments, but also encourages a positive mindset that focuses on beauty and appreciation. Additionally, simplifying your living space can be a transformative step. Declutter your environment to keep only those items that have meaning or serve a purpose. This doesn't mean your space should be sparse or devoid of decoration. Rather, let each item around you be something that resonates with personal significance, tells a story, or brings joy. This might mean repairing and keeping an old, comfortable chair that's seen better days because it holds numerous memories, rather than replacing it with something new but impersonal. In terms of accepting the natural flow of life, practice letting go of the need for control. This can be applied in small, everyday contexts, like not fretting over a change in plans or a project that didn't go perfectly at work or school. Recognize that these deviations are part of life's impermanence and can lead to unexpected joys or learning experiences. Moreover, encourage yourself and others to find beauty in small, everyday moments and objects. This could be practicing photography with your phone or a camera, focusing on capturing images of everyday life in unusual, insightful ways. Photograph the way shadows play on a busy street, the smile of a friend, or a meal before it is eaten. Photography can be a powerful tool to observe the world in a more detailed and appreciative way. Lastly, engage in activities that slow down your pace and allow you to enjoy the process of creation. This could be anything from gardening, where you witness the slow but rewarding process of growth and decay, to cooking, where you can appreciate the colors, textures, and flavors of ingredients. Each activity offers unique imperfections and challenges, providing opportunities to embrace and celebrate the unexpected and the transient. By integrating these practices into your life, you gradually shift your focus from seeking perfection to appreciating the beauty in imperfection. This not only makes your daily life more fulfilling, but also aligns your actions with a deeper philosophical appreciation for life as it is, enhancing your overall well-being and contentment. Remember, it's the small, seemingly insignificant moments and details that often weave the richest tapestries of our lives. Embracing this can transform ordinary days into a series of meaningful experiences, rich in beauty and satisfaction. In today's journey through the philosophical landscape of embracing imperfection, we've explored the rich tapestry of a philosophy that finds profound beauty in the flawed, the impermanent, and the incomplete. We began by introducing the idea, deeply rooted in Japanese culture, that there is elegance and depth in the naturally occurring imperfections around us. This principle, derived from Zen Buddhism and embodied in practices like the Japanese tea ceremony, teaches us to appreciate the beauty in the now and the authenticity of weathered objects and transient moments. We discussed the concept of embracing imperfection, where we contrasted the often unattainable standards of modern society with the acceptance and celebration of flaws as markers of true existence. This perspective not only challenges the relentless pursuit of perfection, but also offers a more compassionate and realistic approach to viewing ourselves and the world around us. Further, we delved into the aesthetic appreciation of natural aging and decay, as seen in weathered stones, cracked pottery, and the asymmetry of traditional Japanese gardens. These examples illustrate how the imperfect and the impermanent can stir a deeper connection to the beauty of the natural world and our own lives. We also considered the philosophical implications of impermanence, embracing the transient nature of life, which helps us appreciate every fleeting moment and reduces the existential weight of our everyday struggles. By acknowledging that life's experiences, both joys and sorrows, are temporary, we cultivate emotional resilience and a balanced perspective on the ups and downs of our existence. Moreover, we highlighted the virtue of simplicity, which aligns with this philosophy in promoting a life focused on the essentials. Simplifying our environments and routines can lead to a clearer mind and a more fulfilling life, allowing us to focus on what truly matters: relationships, passions, and personal growth. Incorporating these principles into daily life, we offered practical tips like practicing mindfulness, simplifying one's space, and finding joy in the small everyday details. By doing so, we learn to live more authentically, fully embracing the present and finding contentment in the imperfections that define our unique journeys. Remember that the journey to appreciating imperfection doesn't require us to abandon our aspirations or stop striving for improvement. Rather, it invites us to redefine what it means to live a successful, beautiful life. It encourages us to find balance and beauty in the natural flow of life, accepting imperfections not just as a part of life, but as a fundamental component of its inherent beauty. As you step forward from this video, take a moment to reflect on the imperfections in your own life. Whether it's in your relationships, your achievements, or your everyday surroundings, consider how these imperfections might not be shortcomings but stories and symbols of a life richly lived. Embrace these as not just inevitable but as valuable. And remember, in the dance of change, in the ephemeral and the imperfect, there lies a profound beauty and a reminder of our shared human experience. Let this philosophy not just be a topic of fascination, but a lived, breathing part of your everyday life. Cherish the cracks, for they are where the light enters, revealing the true beauty of our imperfect world.